Good evening, everyone. My name is Heather Evans, and I am here with Journeys on the Mat, and we are celebrating. It is week 5 of our 5-week online meditation workshop. So to all of you who have been with us since the very beginning, weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4, welcome to week 5. If you're just joining us, you can always catch the previous sessions are all available on our YouTube channel. So Journeys on the Mat, and Heather Evans is the name. So you can always find us there and take a look at what we covered in weeks 1 through 4. But to get us started today, we're going to go ahead and settle in as we do every week. So we're just going to begin with a really short meditation. So hopefully you all have been putting your meditation skills to work. So for those of you who have been practicing meditation, this will be a bit of a review in terms of the setup. If you're brand new to meditation, welcome. And we're going to get started today by grounding down into our seat. So coming into a comfortable seat, grounding down through the base of your pelvis. So really feeling that root, the root of your body, sinking into the seat that you're sitting on or down into the floor. You can always lay down if you like. Either way, if you're lying down or if you're sitting up, we're going to lengthen through the spine, lifting through the crown of the head and allowing the shoulders to drip away from the ears. So we're creating some space in between our ears and our shoulders. We're not keeping them up here like this. We're going to bring the chin back just ever so slightly. And just bring your hands and arms into a comfortable position. If you're laying on your back, you might want to just allow your arms to rest by your sides. You may want to place your left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly area. If you're seated, hands gently folded in your lap. Maybe you have a mudra that you're working with, so you can use that. Just placing your hands wherever they're most comfortable. And then when you're ready, just closing your eyes gently. And if you're seated, maybe you even look down with a soft gaze. If you're lying down, eyes closed, or just looking up at the ceiling with a soft gaze. So totally up to you, whatever feels best for your body in this moment, whatever's right for you today. And as you're settling in, you might be sitting down and you're like, nope, that's not working for me today. So you might choose to lay down. And then if the opposite is happening, if you're laying down and you're like, no, that just doesn't feel right to me today, you can go ahead and sit up. So again, just taking time to sink in and get comfortable to where your body needs to be in this moment. And once you're feeling good, spine is long, eyes are closed or looking down with a soft gaze, just taking a moment to settle in. And then just tuning into where your body and breath are in this moment. Just noticing any areas of tension in your body. Beginning to notice your breath. Not changing anything, just noticing right now. Not judging, none of this is good or bad or right or wrong. We just are where we are in this moment. Just noticing if our breath is shallow or deep. Are we breathing fast or slow? Where in our body are we breathing into? Where in our body are we maybe missing the breath? Noticing any areas of tension in the body, maybe the jaws feeling a little clenched or tight. The space in between our eyebrows, making sure that that's soft and relaxed. Releasing any tension in your hips or your pelvic area. All the while lengthening through that spine, creating space in between each of the vertebrae. And as you continue to notice what the body is doing, just bringing some intention and attention to your breath. So maybe even adding a 3 or a 4 count to your breath on the inhale. And then matching that count on the exhale. Breathing through your nose. Taking your time here to lengthen the breath and even it out. And as we begin to lengthen the breath and even it out, we begin to engage the parasympathetic nervous system, and we begin to let go a bit more of the sympathetic nervous system. So we begin to tune into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and restoration. So breathing deeply and evening the breath allows us to tap into that rest and restore response in our body rather than fight and flight, which is where we spend the majority of our day. As your breath begins to deepen even more, you might begin to engage 3-part breath. So on your inhale, breathing deeply into low belly, moving up into low ribs, and then into upper chest. And then on the exhale, exhaling upper chest, low ribs, low belly. So allowing the breath to really full and expand through all of that space that you have available in your torso. Noticing where we might not be breathing into, but just allowing our entire torso to become soft. We're not holding anything. We're just breathing into all of those spaces, feeling that expansion and that contraction. Take 2 more deep breath cycles just like this. Keeping the breath even and slow and deep. Becoming fascinated by your breath, fascinated by all of the space that you have available to breathe into your body. One more deep breath cycle just because it feels really good right now. Now just allow your breath to return back to its normal state. No more forcing anything to happen, no more muscling. Just breathing easily in and out gently. If you're lying down, I invite you to come up into a seated position. And then I'm just going to ask you on your next inhale, once you're there, just to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center, bowing your chin down slightly toward your chest. Swami Vivekananda says, there is no limit to the power of the human mind. The more concentrated it is, the more power is brought to bear on one point. With this meditation practice today and all that we've been exploring over the past 4 weeks, I invite you to remember that there is no limit to the power of the human mind. And when we meditate, we find tools and ways of accessing that limitless power that resides in all of us. I invite you to set an intention for your meditation tonight. I invite you to give yourself thanks for being here tonight, for tuning in, most importantly, for tuning into you during your meditation practice. With that, we'll release our hands and look up. And as I always say each week, if you haven't yet meditated today, congratulations, you just did. So well done on getting your meditation in for today. And again, my name is Heather Evans. I am the founder and motivation maven at Journeys on the Mat. And again, tonight is week 5 of our 5-week online meditation course. So we are celebrating tonight. And what I did is I reached out to some people and I said, you know, what questions do you have remaining about your meditation practice? Or what are questions that that weren't answered in the past few weeks about meditation and about how you can put this into practice in your own life. And so I did get some people who responded. And so I wanted to share their questions with you, because most likely they're questions that you also have when it comes to your meditation practice. And I know that they're questions that I had when I first began meditating. So one of the questions that was asked relates to what we covered in week 3, which was in regard to chakras and how we utilize energetics in our body in conjunction with our meditation practice. And the question was, how do I know which chakra I should be focusing on at any given moment? How do I know which one is the best one for me to utilize in my meditation practice? And I was like, that is a great question, because we focused on 7 chakras in the body. There are many more, but for the purposes of this course, we focused on the 7. And I really think what it comes down to is just exploring and playing with all of them and seeing which one resonates the most with you. So I had mentioned that I had been working a lot with my throat chakra, and what I had noticed is that I was having a lot of trouble saying no to things, and I was also having a lot of trouble in my life determining what my truth was and how I wanted to express my truth, whether that was the truth of my emotions, the truth around the work I was doing, the truth around who I felt I could be and what I could share in this world. And it was suggested to me by someone after having a session with a life coach that I explore working with my throat chakra. And so I did a lot of work in this area, and that's what led me to focusing on that in my own meditation practice. Another example is, I know when I travel a lot, and I tend to pack a lot of things in when I'm traveling, so going from one place to another or one city to another, I tend to find that I feel really uprooted, that I get out of my routines, that things that I normally do to ground myself and feel connected to who I really am, they tend to fall by the wayside. And so those are times where I might focus more on my root chakra. So I might focus more on this idea of grounding in and feeling centered and feeling stable and getting connected to who I am and the stability that the root chakra provides. Some of you might be considering starting a family, or you might be pregnant, or a lot of us have maybe issues with fertility that are going on in our lives. And so for both men and women, when it comes to reproductive health, there are chakras that you can focus on in relation to that. So focusing on your power center, focusing on chakras related to the reproductive organs themselves. And so there are different ways that we can utilize chakras in our lives. A friend of mine who was going through a really difficult period in a relationship that she was in, she was choosing to focus on her heart chakra and how she could work with ideas of forgiveness and opening up and learning and accepting and being present in that area. Another friend of mine, I just did a meditation with her the other day. We were actually going through a meditation, and she was noting that, she was having some trouble seeing a situation for what it really was and being able to understand someone else's point of view. And, we work together to focus on the third eye chakra, which provides insight and helps people see things in different ways, and just gives us another way of operating. So what I'd say is, look at what is happening in your life, see what situations are arising, and then see if there's a particular chakra that aligns with what is happening in your life, and something that maybe is feeling blocked or unstable, or that you feel like you need to tap into a bit more. You can use meditation and chakras together to do that. So that would be my answer in terms of figuring out which chakra you may want to focus on in your meditation practice. And again, as we covered in week 3, you can utilize sounds, you can utilize color, music, different imagery, flowers, to enhance that meditation practice with the chakras. So really, really awesome stuff that can be done there. And if you ever have any questions, I'm always here to help out. So you can always reach out to us to ask a question about chakras and meditation, share what's going on in your life, and we can see if we can come up with something together. So that is my answer for that question. So what chakra to focus on when you're meditating? Really take a look at your life and take a look at what chakra might align with what it is you want to explore or delve into a little bit deeper. So I hope that answers the question. The next question, sorry, I just need to bring it up here. The next question, and I'm sure that this is something that all of us can relate to, especially as we are starting our meditation practice. This question was, my mind wanders a lot, and what can I do to help this? So as you recall, in week 1, we talked about the fact that oftentimes our mind does wander when we're meditating. And one of the reasons why we work to cultivate a consistent meditation practice is to develop the muscle memory of, first of all, recognizing, okay, my mind is wandering, and it's awesome to recognize that. So well done on recognizing that. So we first recognize the mind is wandering. A consistent meditation practice helps us deliver the muscle memory to say, okay, my mind is wandering, and now I need to bring it back to focus on one thing. And so there are a couple of different ways that we can do this. One of the best ways that we can bring the mind back from wandering is to focus on the breath. And the 3-part breath is a great way to do that. So again, breathing in low belly, low ribs, upper chest, and then exhaling upper chest, low ribs, and belly. It kind of gives a little bit of a 3-part focus for the brain as we are meditating. Another trick that I utilized quite a bit was really focusing my attention on the breath, focusing on the very tip of my nose. So really getting, and I use the phrase getting fascinated by your breath tonight. So I became really fascinated by, okay, what does the breath feel like? What is the texture of the air that I'm breathing? What is the temperature of the air that I'm breathing? And so I directed all of that energy and focused right to the tip of my nose. And by giving it a focal point, I was really able to bring my mind back. Another great tool that we can utilize that we covered is the use of mantra. So utilizing a mantra to keep the mind focused and actually saying it out loud. So we talked about utilizing the mantra of So Hum, a really beautiful, elegant mantra, I am that can help us focus the mind and bring us back to the present moment. So just a reminder that if our mind begins to wander, actually saying a mantra out loud or saying it in our mind can help refocus the mind. Over time, especially as we remain committed to our meditation practice, we find that our mind does not wander as much. And in fact, you can go for longer stretches without the mind wandering. So again, it's not that your mind won't wander. I mean, that is the ultimate goal, right? The ultimate goal is that we would be fully present in that moment in our meditation. But at the end of the day, we have a lot going on. And so if your mind does wander, just utilize one of the tools that we've explored over the past 4 weeks. Mantra, breath work, focusing on a particular area of your body. Just giving your mind something to, I call it latch onto. It's almost like you're hanging a hat on a hook. So we're latching onto something that will bring us back right now into this present moment. So no worries if your mind wanders. Good for you for recognizing it. Great question. Thanks for bringing it to the table. And again, there are different tools and techniques that we can use to help bring our mind back and bring it back to the focused, clear, calm mind that we're all looking for. The final question that I received in regards to our meditation practices, I find I get really uncomfortable after sitting for a while. What should I do? So when we first start meditating, and again, I think that there are these misconceptions that, we have to sit cross-legged on the floor. I have to sit upright in a chair. Whatever it is, whatever position that's been put out there that we have to maintain for our meditation practice, first of all, let that go. All of these other things that we experience in meditation, if we're not comfortable, it kind of takes away from the benefits of our meditation practice. So, just exploring different ways of sitting And knowing that you can shift your position during your meditation. That's okay. So you don't, if you're meditating for 10 minutes and you get 2 minutes in and you're starting to sweat bullets because your hip is really uncomfortable, or, you know, it's something just isn't feeling right in your body, that's totally going to detract from your experience. And it's totally going to detract from your ability to remain present, because you'll be so focused on the discomfort in your body rather than settling in and finding ease in your body. So number one, you can shift during your meditation practice. Number two, again, it's about, as we cultivate a committed meditation practice, we find those positions that work for us. For the longest time, I did not sit cross-legged at all. I knelt when I meditated. So I just set up a bolster. I actually sat my bum down on a bolster, had my knees on either side of the bolster, and that's how I meditated, because that's what was really comfortable for me when I was first starting out. A lot of people choose to lie down when they meditate, and I think that's awesome. Just don't fall asleep. That would be the biggest tip in regards to laying down and cultivating your meditation practice. If you know that you won't fall asleep, go for it. But if you have a tendency to fall asleep, I advise that we try to sit up. The most important thing when it comes to meditation posture for me is that you can feel rooted into the earth, so you feel supported, whether that's by a chair, by the floor, by a bed, by whatever it is that you choose to place underneath yourself. And also that the spine can be long, because there are those energetic pathways that we talked about that run up and down the spine. And we just want to make sure that those are really open to receive what's coming through in the meditation. So it's really great for the energy in the body. So 1, shift. 2, explore, see what position works best for you. 3, don't fall asleep. 4, make sure that your spine can remain long to allow those energy channels to be free. And again, it's just a matter of playing with it and exploring what works best for you. And something might work great for 5 minutes, and then you might need to shift. Something might work one day, and then the next day you're sitting there and you're going, I have no idea how I was able to meditate like this for so long yesterday. So your body will tell you what it needs. Don't not listen to your body. Your body knows what it needs. Listen to what it needs and make sure that you're giving it what it needs. So those were all of the questions that I received. I thought they were great. So thank you to those of you who reached out to me with those questions. And if you have any other questions about your meditation practice, you can always post them below this video when it gets posted to YouTube, or you can just post them to our page. So I'm always happy to talk about meditation. It's such an interesting conversation. I love knowing what's working for you and what isn't working for you, because it helps me develop my practice as well. I'm a student of this just as much as you all are. So with that, I have some exciting news that I want to announce. On March 9th, so on Monday, we are going to be launching our 21-day inspirational meditation challenge. So if you sign up for this challenge, and you can sign up by clicking, there's a link below the video. And we're also going to have some links up on the website and on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere you see us. But our 21-day inspirational meditation challenge runs from March 9th to March 29th, so a Monday to a Sunday. And if you sign up every day for 21 days, you will get some inspiration, motivation, and positive messaging around meditation. So the goal is, again, we want to focus on cultivating a consistent and committed meditation practice. When we do something for 21 days, it tends to stick. So that's why I'm going with 21 days. That's 3 weeks. The meditation inspirations are designed for a meditation practice of any length. So you can choose to meditate for 1 minute with the inspiration. You can choose to meditate for an hour with the inspiration, whatever is speaking to you on that particular day. But really the goal is that we create a community and you all inspire me just as much as I hope these emails will inspire you. So if you're interested, again, the link is below to sign up. We'd love to see you be a part of this. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm participating in it, of course. I can always use extra inspiration for my meditation practice as well. And so 21 days, March 9th it starts. I hope that you will sign up, and I hope to see you there. Additional news, we still have a couple of spaces left for our retreat at the end of March out on Salt Spring Island at the beautiful grounds of Stowe Lake Farms. So if you are still interested in signing up for that, you can always register. All of the information is on our website at journeysonthemat.com. Again, that's journeysonthemat.com, and that's where you'll find both the meditation registration information as well as the registration and information for our yoga and meditation retreat at the end of this month. It's March now. I can't believe it. So with that, it's a short session tonight. I hope that you all had a wonderful time exploring your meditation practice. I encourage you to keep it up. Explore, play, try different things. Meditation is such a powerful tool to obtaining calm in your life, to unifying body, breath, mind, and soul. And it can have a profound impact on how we navigate situations and relationships in our lives. So with that, I will leave you for this evening. Thank you again for participating in our 5-week online meditation workshop. I hope to see you on and off the mat really soon. Take care and namaste.